uh, here's someone confronted me with this term called envy, and I was thinking to myself, I don't envy anyone. I'm not envious, and you know what I'm saying. To some extent, that may be true in the present time, but I forgot long ago how I used to operate motivated by envy. And in the Bible, it says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's stuff," and that's the problem with envy. Is kind of like, because you got this, it gave me a chip to kind of not like you, or like key your car or something. You know what I'm saying? Let's say metaphorically. Uh, Envy is what causes drug dealers to turn on each other and shoot each other and steal each other's money. It motivates. See, envy can be masked as ambition. When someone's so ambitious, they're recklessly and ruthlessly ambitious. That's really envy. It's like, you really don't want to envy no one, so you go get more than everyone else has got. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to envy, but someone enticed you through a covetous, envious image, or a presentation that you saw in someone else that inspired you to do all these things. You know what I'm saying? And on the flip side of this, these rich men, the kings of the earth, they envy the poor in all actuality, because they know that God's people most likely will be poor. And if they see that you haven't, that maybe God does like you, these guys purposefully set traps for you to try to snare you in to see if God will save you or not. This is in the Wisdom of Solomon. It talks about the mind of the corrupt. You know what I'm saying? And the things that they do. And it's a reverse form of envy. It's just like white people hating the blacks, saying that they're Cain. In all actuality, the blacks fit the curses of Deuteronomy. And the first apostles, a few of them at least, were Niger. So once again, this is envy. And once again, that's envy makes you do that. Envy makes Israel say that they're all of Israel when it's just a small portion of Judah and a bunch of converts. That's envy that'll make you take your enemies, the chosen people's you'll steal their identity. You know what I'm saying? Envy will make you try to be someone else that you're not. It'll make you emulate someone else. And once again, that's coveting thy neighbor. I mean, just trying to steal your neighbor's. Not being content with who you are is envy. But also not being content with who anyone else is also kind of another form of envy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anyway, they're related subjects. And the reason why Cain killed Abel, one of the reasons is he made up flying monkeys to go through with it. But initially what sparked it off was a spirit of rejection. God, since Cain didn't come with the right spirit to do the sacrifice, God rejected his sacrifice. But he told Cain, he didn't reject Cain altogether. He said, "Do it. If you do well, you will be approved." So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of these ways that God kind of prunes us as well. Sometimes he does kind of reject us. And it's to see how we're going to act about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not really a rejection. It's actually a test to see if you're ready to advance past the stage of being rejected. The only way you can truly repent and learn from your wrongs is by acknowledging them and have a heartfelt, it's true that, look, yeah, I am bitter, or I am full of resentment. I am sarcastic. I am the mocker. I am the slanderer. I am the accuser. I'm accusing people right now, but really, it's not. See, to accuse someone that's doing something isn't the same kind of like the accuser of the devil, where he just accuses you, even if you're guilty or not. You know what I'm saying? So to make a judgment and an accusation are two different things. To make a judgment It's based on facts and off observation and doing research or doing detective work. Uh, to assume or accuse is based off assumption for the most part, but it also could be based off the same thing as making a judgment. But there's different contexts as every word can be used, and see, the devil loves to obscure the meaning of a word by losing it in context, where if a person doesn't understand the context, they can be totally deceived. Just like when Paul says, "Be ye sober," though he may be referring to people who have drug addictions, but in all actuality, if you study the context of the word in that context there, it means adhere to sound doctrine. And sound doctrine, it does say that gluttony is a sin. So you don't really, you know what I'm saying? That's sound doctrine, and here in the sound doctrine. So it's not, they turn it into a prohibition pro scripture, which is just another way to make money. It was always about money. It never was about the right thing. And once again, and the prohibition, once again, is a perfect way that they used the Bible, twisted the Bible to twist politics, and got the people off saying this is in the Bible, to get people to back this political maneuver that was the original Patriot Act. That was the initial, that was an ancient invasion of rights, or erosion of rights, and people don't see it because it's hidden behind this mask of righteousness, but it was totally not righteous. And listen, the it's like envy is what makes someone join the police, and you know what I'm saying, or a gang on each side of the thing. It's like it's like, all right, since I can't get this respect myself, I join this gang or this force, and I get this badge, my shiny badge. And so now with the group think and the group mentality and the wolf pack mentality, I'm accepted. You know what I'm saying? Because you envied people who were accepted in the in crowd, you joined a jackboot. I mean, when it comes to the badges, are way worse than the bandanas. But the bandanas, man, it's still pretty cutthroat. It's cutthroat. And once again, look, we'll band together to overtake other things, and it's all based off these negative emotions, really, that are just, I want what you got, and somehow I'm gonna get it. I don't care who stands in my way. You know what I'm saying? It's really is just very an envious thing. The whole rapping and shit. I get two bitches an hour. I got 2 cars and I got 2 blunts. I smoke 2 blunts at once with 2 yeah, I can't even say that. See, my mind will start playing with them words, and I'll be babbling before you know it, rapping nasty. Just like everyone else who does that practice, man, because it's a vain practice and it's babbling, and it's all based on envy. It's all based on pumping up your own ego. It's all based on untruths. You know what I'm saying? But there's some truths in it, but it's, for the most part, it's based on untruths. And same thing. If you really were in the shoes of the person that you envied, and you looked at their life and all the things they got to do and all the ways they get pimped for having nice things, you wouldn't envy them anymore. And once again, if a person's pure and righteous and tries to stay clean, but yet they're poor, don't envy them neither, because it's a tough road to walk, even though they don't have all them fucking bills and responsibilities like everyone else. It doesn't mean it's any fucking easier than it is for this person to stay so fucking ambitious and motivated towards gain his godliness type of a mindset. And a lot of these things spark from envies. Envies turn into betrayals. They turn into to adulteries. They turn into covetousness. It turns into plots and schemes and strategies and thefts and usuries and all kinds of these other things. And it really is like when you envy the oppressor and then you become him you envy the oppressor's his pull, his fucking his power. You know what I'm saying? Or you you envy the person who walks in truth and they don't have to lie. So therefore, you make life hell for either way you go. It works two ways. I didn't realize that. It was just I was blind to it. I was blocked to it because I haven't thought that way in quite a while. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot that I did used to think that way when I was young. It was like having a chip. Anything you got, I'll steal your footprints if you know what I'm saying. If you don't keep your eye on them in a way, and it was all based off of envy and covetousness, and also having that. It's not the mindset quick to shed blood, but it was quick to in a way do evil, man. You know what I'm saying? Always waiting for someone to drop a nickel. You know what I'm saying? Having your eye trained to spot out, you know what I'm saying, something that you can count. It's like counting up everyone else's freaking money with your greasy grubby mammon demon would just be playing tricks with you, and it is a motivation, but it's a negative thing because what it does is when you attain things through envy, there's such a great pride that you have when you feel you cheated the system and you got it too. You got it just like they got it. Look, I'm Scarface. Look, Mom, I'm Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Once again, they envy this guy, Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, and then they emulate him and try to be him. That's the thing. A lot of times, that is a human nature, is that some people are wired to become the things they hate. You know what I'm saying? They can't help and that's one of the reasons why sometimes it's like love the ones you hate and hate the ones you love. Sometimes people get wired backwards where they're motivated by envy and hate. It's like until they can hate on you for this, it's like they'll hate on you when you're doing it, but then in a month later they copied your fucking total identity. But when you did it, for some reason you were untrendy, you were unfashionable, you were too throwback, and then a few weeks later, you know what I'm saying, they're doing, you know what I'm saying, they're doing it now. And that's also how this envy thing works, is if I can't have it, no one can. That's the type of attitude as well that an envious type thing is. You know, and envy is similar to jealousy, but it's not quite the same. You know what I'm saying? But they are kind of similar. It's kind of like emotion-y, I want what you got, or type of a mindset. It's a real gawky. Like really. You ever heard the eyeball effing someone? In other words, your eyeball effing everything that is desirous to you. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and if you got it and I ain't got it, you know what I'm saying, then we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Type of a thing. So it's like, I don't know, it's not a good mindset, and it only comes from the way the society is of the rewards and then the punishments, and then the class warfare and all that, and it's all engineered to do this. It's basically they want to reduce us to the prison gang, race gang type of mentality out here in society. Oh, look at that new fish. Let's go rape him. You know what I'm saying? Type of let's go take what he got. Let's go take his commissary and rape him. You know what I'm saying? That's envy right there. In the freaking, we got to get him before anyone else gets him. You know what I'm saying? Type of a mindset. And it's just, that's a nasty, that was done scientifically on purpose to help corrupt the fabric of society over time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's more things based on envy than you would have thought.